Hey guys, I'm currently away on holiday for Gamescom at the moment, so today's video will be hosted by another YouTuber called Cryy, who also makes a lot of MMORPG content. Cryy specialises in Eastern MMOs and makes some really awesome first impressions, news and discussion videos. He's also done a ton of videos on Revelation Online, which should be coming to the West soon, so if you enjoy this video, then head over to his channel and hit that subscribe button. Enjoy.
So while Peon is away at Gamescom and enjoying life away from the PC, I'll be here to keep you guys company. My name is Cryy, and over on my channel I cover a ton of MMORPGs, mainly Eastern. I figured I'd make a video that isn't so visually demanding, but something you can sit back and listen to, continue gaming, knitting a sweater, build your Legos, whatever it is you like to do. Now, even though most of my time is spent playing on these foreign servers or localized hentai-like MMOs, it doesn't mean I agree with every feature or their business practices. They aren't perfect, obviously, but there are some serious problems with Eastern MMOs and the way they are handled by Western publishers. Do these companies even consider the players anymore? There are major differences between the East and West audiences, but it seems like these companies don't get that. For some reason, a lot of us love these Eastern MMOs, we bounce from one to the next, and why? Maybe most of us were raised on Asian developed and themed console games, or we grew up on anime and just love that type of art style. Maybe some of us are complete weebs or have a gambling problem. Whatever it is, these games come over to the West, we buy founders packs, we play the shit out of these games for a few weeks, maybe a few months tops, and then we hate them, complain about the MMORPG drought, and look for what to play next. Why does this cycle repeat? Have no good Eastern MMOs released in the past few years? I mean, we had Archeage and holy fuck that game was badass. We had Black Desert, what happened? Well, if you were there for the abuse, you would remember a company named Tryon that promised us so many things, then broke those promises, had far too many server issues, and pretty much made Archeage one of the most pay-to-win games out there. It's so bad that you shouldn't even expect to compete unless you are bringing about $1,000 to the table, or are willing to sacrifice the next few months of your life slaving away on a 16x16 plot of land, milking cows and picking up virtual animal shit. If this game was taken care of, I'm sure it would be one of the most played MMORPGs today, but whatever. On to the next, Black Desert. This game is hands down the most beautiful MMO I've ever seen. The combat is amazing, it's also buy to play, and I haven't seen that in a while for a popular MMO. Not just that, but the company is trying so hard to rid of bots and pay-to-win elements. Can't put cash shop items on the marketplace, can't trade with other players, for the most part. You legit have to work for everything you want in-game. Grind. That's another thing that might have us so addicted to these Asian games. A lot of us want a game that can last, something that shows your hard work. The hours you put in the game are shown through your gear, whereas in the West a lot of MMOs cater to the more casual players. But back to the topic. Everything seems perfect for this MMO. Every content creator is playing it, the hype train is strong with this one. Then a few months later, all the streamers and YouTubers put it down. Why? Because to get anywhere in Black Desert and to stay competitive requires your life. And yes, that's fine because, as I said, we like games that show our hard work. But if you want to play anything else, create content for anything else, you can. Black Desert will be there creeping over your shoulder, begging for you to return. So it's understandable for content creators and the fans who are only there for the hype, but why did the dedicated players quit? Was it because pointless guild wars were the only end game for quite some time? Or because after the expansions, sieges were the only thing to do? In the end, it comes down to the company, leading to the destruction of the game. Again, promises were made, so many things were there to prevent the pay-to-win elements. Unlike all the other Eastern regions with Black Desert, we were given a buy-to-play model, which you would assume comes with a decent cash shop, but nope. We were raped by costumes the same price as the game, and if you want to look cool, good luck without using your wallet. And then, out of nowhere, a subscription service for around $15 a month popped up. Wait, I thought this game was buy to play. Oh yeah, it is. VIP services are fine, but not in a fucking buy to play game. Okay Dom, that's strike 2. And then to put the icing on the cake, they want to allow players to be able to sell X amount of cash shop items on the marketplace per week. Strike 3. Some argue that we should have seen this coming. Why? Because it's an Eastern MMORPG and they always fuck us over? Or because it was in the other versions? Because the other version reason is no excuse. It was localized, and the payment model changed. The main mechanics stay the same, but certain features were supposed to be changed to appeal to the Western audience. And in the end, promises were broken and they treated us like a cow, trying to milk us down to the last bits. The Eastern MMORPGs never seem to last. They are good games at their core, and yeah, they aren't for everybody. Maybe it's the graphics, grind, or the game is overall too hardcore. But it always seems to be the companies that ruin it. You have to wonder why. Hype trains lead to a ton of players, and when the hype is gone, players quit. A ton are still there, but because the company isn't making that hype money anymore, they find ways to throw in an in-game advantage that they know the remaining players can't resist to make up for the lost money. But not everybody falls for this, and those who don't get fed up and quit. The decline in players leads to the decline of more players, and the cycle repeats for the next game. We hold grudges or have PTSD when it comes to these companies. Area, Tryon, Nexon, Dom, which now goes under a different name, but whatever. But what it usually comes down to, and that a lot of us don't understand, is that it's not always the publisher's fault, but the developer's fault. Pearl Abyss is most likely responsible for BDO's latest screw-up. Dom can only do so much. Tryon tried to make certain changes and Excel wouldn't allow it. So I don't think it's the Western publishers not understanding their own audience, but these Asian companies not giving a fuck how they look to our market and just wanting to make a few bucks and cash out. It really sucks. And the fact that Eastern MMORPGs come out like every week and repeat the same process doesn't help when it comes to giving us hope. But one day, maybe one day, a developer and publisher can work together to learn their audience and actually communicate with us and take our feedback to make the perfect game. So with all this, there is still a problem that hurts these types of games, and that's us. We've been crushed by these Eastern MMOs so many times we expect the next one to be a repeat. I see a lot of posts about a new Eastern MMO, followed by a comment calling it a pay-to-win piece of crap. For example, I posted a video showing off screenshots of a new game. There was a GIF image of some combat as well. Nothing more, no other info. And a guy says, "Look at this pay-to-win piece of shit grindfest MMORPG, another fail." Now, are we serious? With that kind of attitude, will you ever be happy with a game? Some people see this and lose their hype because they believe these comments are somewhat true and hold value. And then rumors spread, and then there is the pay-to-win panic that happens all over when a new game is announced. Let's just chill out for a bit. Take an open-minded approach, wait for the game to go into beta or release, and then make your final judgment and scream pay-to-win if that's what it comes down to. Now, another reason why Eastern MMOs just don't succeed over here in the West are because most of their games are gender-locked. Why in the hell would we want a gender-locked game? What do you mean I can't play this badass ninja class unless I'm a lowly chick? Unbelievable. The skimpy outfits usually don't appeal to the ladies in the West either. Not every woman wants to dress as a slut though. I don't mind, baby. And the RNG and grind. We talked a little about it earlier, but Asians love their RNG. They really do. They also enjoy spending money in their favorite games. Not just like a costume here and there, but like, hey, I just got my paycheck. Look at all this shit I got. Weapons, furniture for my in-game house, costumes, and a perfectly tempered sword after spending a few hundred until the stats re-roll just right. While us in the West are more, hey, I just got my paycheck. I got some clothes IRL and look at this one outfit I just bought in game. And these games still use these types of cash shops over here in the West, and that shit just doesn't work with us. They're okay with costumes with stats, but for us, hell no. Mounts with different speeds? That's fine, you paid for it, but no, not in the West. That's not okay. I think for an Eastern MMORPG to really survive over here for years and years, they would have to completely change their business models, change a ton of in-game features, have complete transparency, take player feedback into consideration, and maybe hold more community events. What's an MMO without community? It's also up to us to be less toxic and to be more open-minded when it comes to these new games. Stop spreading pay-to-win panic on every video and forum. Yes, we all get it. None of us want the game to be pay-to-win. It doesn't need to be said every 5 minutes. And going back to earlier, us feeding these companies our wallets within the first month doesn't help. That's how they get us, the hype. Then we leave, but they already took our money. They lose players, do a few shady things to make up the money, and then watch the game burn or eventually close it down. These founders packs sometimes offer good items and bonuses, but they also allow the company to take your money before you know what you are really getting. Gotta stop falling for the trick and teach these Eastern developers a lesson. I'm done ranting here, and at the end of the day, I will always love my Eastern MMORPGs. I love the theme most of these games have. A little RNG, I think I have a gambling problem, and the cosmetics these games offer are usually too badass to pass up. They will always have my heart. So I'm not here to tell you guys Eastern MMORPGs are bad, don't play them, but to explain that it's not always the game or even the publisher, but these Eastern developers, and that we need to stop letting one game affect your feels for the next. Stop spreading the pay to win panic AIDS. If you guys enjoyed this, consider subscribing to Peon's channel, and if you would like to see more content coverage from me, come take a look at my channel. Until Peon's next video. See you soon, friends.